Like and subscribe right now, or this will be in your bed tonight. Hello and welcome back to ProRevenge. Before we start, please scroll down and click like and subscribe. This means that you will get more videos from me. Please like and subscribe with notifications on, and it will really help me out. Thanks. Good luck paying for the car. So this isn't my story. It happened to a friend of a friend. So exact details are difficult to get, but this is what I was told. For ease of story and to hide identities, the names I will use are Jack and Jill. Bit of backstory. Jack and Jill had been going out for nearly 5 years by the point of this story. A year prior, Jill lost her job due to the company she worked for being liquidated. Money got tight for Jill, so Jack offered to help by covering her car payments, monthly installment, road tax, insurance, and fuel, so she could put the money she got to rent and utilities until she got a new job and was financially stable. Jack had a fairly decent job, so wasn't a strain on his income. A year goes by and Jill is still unemployed, but not through rejections. She got lazy and just spent all day doing nothing around her house whilst Jack was at work. One day Jack gets off work early and decides to surprise Jill on the way back home, but as he is approaching her house he sees another car in her driveway. He parks on the street and sneaks up to the house and looks through the window to see Jill with another man. Jack was pissed, but he didn't burst, and there he walked away, got into his car and drove off. When Jack got home he did a little digging and found out who the guy was through Facebook, and found she had been having an affair for half a year with this guy. He was now really pissed off and wanted revenge, and he knew the best way to do it. This is where the revenge come in. Jill loved her car, even though she barely used it, so what Jack did was stop all the payment that were going out of his bank account and put them onto her account. As the car was in her name, it was easy to do. As the payments had only just gone out, he had to wait for the end of the month for his revenge to unfold. The end of the month comes, and Jill's bank card is declined at the shops. She calls the bank up to find out what is going on, and they tell her she has gone overdrawn because of the car payments going out her account. Jill phoned Jack and asked why the payment is coming out of her accounts and not his. Jack coldly replied, "'Cause I know you cheated on me and I'm not gonna pay for my ex-girlfriend's car," and hung up. Fall out of the revenge, she tried to get Jack to pay for the car, even got lawsuits involved, but as she was the sole owner of the car it was declared he had not legal responsibility to pay for her car. As he couldn't afford her road tax or insurance, she couldn't drive the car, and eventually she got so far behind in the payments the car was repossessed. To pay the debt she had to get a minimum wage job and now takes the bus to and from work. TLDR: girlfriend cheats on boyfriend. Boyfriend stops paying for car, leaves her in massive debt. Co-parent threatened me with child protection report. Following the success of my malicious compliance story, you want half? Okay, I got another story relating to my co-parent Karen. Cast me. Karen equals co-parent. KID equals DAUGHTER. This story takes place a few years after our breakup and settlement of our house. We have had 2 years of 50/50 custody of our daughter. 1 week on, week off. Handover is Monday after schools, which is good as I avoid seeing Karen most weeks. On one of my weeks, kid comes down with a stomach flu on Thursday, both ends like a volcano. This carried through to Saturday. Sunday she was tired but no symptoms. I kept her home on Monday to ensure she is 48 hours symptom free before sending her to school. I dropped kid off at Karen's, informing her she has had a stomach flu, she should be fine for school tomorrow. Without asking any additional questions, she utters a sound I've only heard camels make before closing the door. Rude. But anyway, 3 days go by, I get a call from Karen. Karen, kid is lactose intolerant. You need to get special milk. Miha, where is this coming from? Karen, she had ice cream last night and threw up 45 minutes later. I spoke to my hair and beauty teacher who said she must be lactose intolerant. Now it's time to mention my GF at the time. Wife now is a qualified and practicing dietitian and is listening to this call as I put it on speaker. Wife, I really don't think so. Lactose intolerance mainly affects the bowels. Kid had gastro last week. The body will often reject dairy foods for 1 to 2 weeks post-gastro. If symptoms continue after 3 weeks, then it's something to look into. She went on to explain the body science behind this, but I'll spare you the details. My wife said that she cannot make formal diagnosis as that requires specific costly tests, but can she refer and treat such conditions? She said it's her professional opinion, as these symptoms are sudden and presented around the same time as gastro. It's gastro-related dairy avoidance. Karen, you're not a doctor. Kid is lactose intolerant, and if you don't comply with the treatment I'll report you to child protection. I thought for a second, said okay, I'll make you a deal. You get the formal diagnosis, and I'll fund the full cost of the test. If it comes back negative, I'm not paying a cent. Hearing this, my wife smiled. Karen, so I pay for the test, and when I get the diagnosis, you will pay me back the full amount. Me yup, including flights and accommodation. Karen agreed to this deal. I text her this for written evidence. She replied with okay. A few weeks go by. Kid tells me mummy is taking me to Melbourne for tests. I get to go on a plane. Yay. It's a good time to note that week kid was having milk with her breakfast, and surprise, no problems. Another 4 weeks go by. Karen calls me. Karen, so the test results came back negative. The specialist said it was probably as gastro-related issues. Nothing that we could have seen coming, but at least now we know. Anyway, the flights cost me $600. Accommodation was $150. Test was $750. So you owe my half, which is $900. Firstly, my wife who treats conditions like this said it was gastro-related. You refused to listen, stating we are not doctors, but apparently your hair and beauty teach is a qualified doctor, eh? Secondly, $600, $150, $750 equals $1,500, half of which is $750, not $900, which brings me to my main point. We agreed that if the test was negative, I wasn't going to pay a cent. You agreed. I hung up, sent her a screenshot of our agreement including the okay response. TLDR, my co-parent threatened me with child protection. She pays $1,500. Edit. Is she an anti-vaxxer? No. She has no objections to me having kid vaccinated. Is she bad parent? No. We have different parenting styles, but kid is safe with her. I do pay child support for a while, well above what is assessed, which is a different story altogether. I pay half of all extracurricular activities and school fees. I organize and pay for dental work, optometrist appointments, never asking for half the money back. To clarify, if the symptoms were that of the lactose intolerance, I would have done the tests without hesitation. The facts are this. We had a lab confirmation of norovirus gastro. GP advised, like they always do, to avoid dairy for 1 to 2 weeks post symptoms. She was aware of this. She self-diagnosed kid with lactose intolerance, threatened me with child protection if I didn't adhere to a treatment regimen drafted by her for a condition that wasn't evident nor diagnosed. She chose to ignore an accredited and practicing dietitian's advice and listen to an unqualified beauty teacher's opinion. As my wife said, the current symptoms, timing and current GP advice was to avoid dairy for a few weeks. A few weeks after symptoms cleared, kid was having milk and cheese again with no issues. There was no reason to be worried that this was anything other than what the GP had told us. Make me do the bulk of the work, have fun repeating class, and a little more. First time posting on mobile, so forgive me. Being on this subreddit made me remember something from last year. New to the revenge thing, do forgive me if this isn't the right sub. I'm what you would call a mature student. I'm a mother and this class was 85% fresh out of high school students. This story takes place in a class that is required in order to get a degree. At the beginning of the semester, my instructor assignment partners for several large assignments due throughout the semester. This was new to me, since my other classes never did this, but this professor was new, and I figured it was to save time I'm marking. There were 4 major assignments due. At first, my partner Sarah, not real name, was great in the first project. She did her half and gave it to me in a timely manner, so I could add her information to mine. I'm kind of a perfectionist and she didn't mind. I thought we were good. But by midway through the term, I kept getting messages she was busy or didn't have enough time to complete her part. I'm pretty laid back, so while it did irritate me, I figured I could help her and did most of her half. Side note, I'm friends with the ladies in her dorm, and one roommate is my cousin. I went out for drink with some of them one night, and the drinker they got, the more they started talking about Sarah and being annoyed with her. Apparently Sarah was going out to party almost every night, and when she returned, was loud. She never cleaned up after herself and often brought back random people. My cousin at this point said that she was bragging about getting a free ride in most of her classes that required partner work. All she had to do was come up with a poor excuse that was all woe is me, and her partners fell for it. My cousin pitied them and didn't think it was fair. She didn't know we were partners in this class. This pissed me off, but didn't say anything. Third major project came, and sure enough, she made excuses. I have her a lot of ways to make up time, adjusting my schedule to hers, willing to meet at the library in the evenings and weekends, offering tips for time management, and nope, still with excuses. Third project received great marks too. Okay to revenge. Sorry about long post. The final project is work 45% of grade. It makes up for a final exam and pretty much a make or break assignment for grades. I was done with her a week before it was due. I still have her the benefit of doubt, and she pretty much shot me down. Told me I was such a big help to a fresh student and she will do what she can to help, but please don't expect a miracle. By this time, I pretty much had the project done by me 100%. I scheduled a meeting with the professor with documents to show her of how she never helped. I gave her copies of my email exchanges, text messages, and her admitting she didn't do anything to contribute, but if I was so kind enough to add her name to the assignment, because I'm her partner after all. I told the professor that I have been carrying the bulk of the work on projects, and while I understand Sarah is adjusting to university life, I don't find it fair if she got marks on this final project when I've done it myself. In short, I was allowed to hand it in under myself, and Sarah received an email stating she had a week to hand in the assignment on her own. I blocked her number and left email message unopened. Also, I informed her roommates to keep documented evidence on her skirting her responsibilities to hand into the office, and informed her other partners on her behavior and how she treated me. In the end, she failed the assignment and pretty much the class was kicked out of her dorm. Surprise inspection by RA found drugs I didn't know she did, and failed another major assignment in another course. Her partner is an acquaintance of mine. She was later kicked out in the following semester for handing in plagiarized work. Edit. Oh wow. Thank you kind stranger for the silver. I've never received one before. My first. Edit 2. Thank you for the gold and silver kind strangers. I just wanted to point out that, yes, I have grammar errors, but I'm also on a cell phone, so I tried to keep this simple and to the point. Thank you for your words of encouragement to those who said kind things. Thank you all for watching to the end of the video. But before you go, please like and subscribe for more. Not many of you at all that watch are subscribed or like the video, and this makes me unsure if I should continue to make more content or not. So if you want more content, please like and subscribe. If you don't want to miss out on any future videos, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. Also please give me some feedback in the comment section about what I can do better, because not many people comment on my videos, so I have no idea of people's opinions of thoughts about this YouTube channel. So yeah, that's all from me. If you have subscribed and liked the video, please consider sharing the video with your friends. Thanks and bye. I'm still doing daily uploads, so hope to see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.